Namaskar and very good morning. Today we have the august presence of Dr. Rajkumar Ranjan Singh, Honorable Minister of State for Education and External Affairs. Very good morning, sir. We have Dr. K. Vijay Raghavan, Principal Scientific Advisor. We have Shri Amit Khare ji, Secretary, Higher Education. We have Professor D.P. Singh ji, Chairman UGC. We have Professor Anil Sahasbuddhe, Chairman AICTE. We have Shri Rakesh Ranjan ji, Additional Secretary TE, and Dr. Abhay Jere, along with other luminaries and dignitaries across the country with us. I would now like to invite Shri Rakesh Ranjan ji, Additional Secretary TE, to the welcome address, sir.
Honorable Minister of State for Education and External Affairs, Dr. R.K. Ranjan Singh ji, respected Secretary Shri Amit Khare, Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India, Sir Dr. K. Vijay Raghavan ji, Chairman UGC Professor D.P. Singh ji, Chairman AICTE Professor Anil Sahasbuddhe ji, and dignitaries who have joined this inaugural session, a very warm welcome to all of you. It's a pleasure for me, sir, to welcome you today. Despite the Parliament session and your busy schedule, you have been able to come for this webinar and this inaugural session. Sir, very, very welcome to you. No webinar on this topic of research, innovation and ranking would have been complete without the presence of Principal Scientific Advisor to the Government of India, Sir Dr. Vijay Raghavan, sir. A very warm welcome to you for this webinar. I also take pleasure in welcoming our Secretary Higher Education, Mr. Amit Khare, Professor D.P. Singh, Chairman UGC, and Professor Anil Sahasbuddhe, Chairman AICTE. Sir, we have a very distinguished panel, and this entire program is organized in the form of 3 panel discussions, and we have very distinguished panelists and moderator for each of the panel discussions. I would like to give a brief intro of the program and the structure the way we are going to conduct it. The first panel is on the topic of ensuring excellence and relevance in research. And we have very distinguished panelists, Dr. K. Radhakrishnan, he is former Secretary of Space and Chairman of the Standing Committee of IIT Council. Sir, very, very warm welcome to you for this inaugural session and for the consequent panel discussion. Other panelists on this topic of research are Professor Govindan Rangarajan, Director IISc Bangalore. Sir, you will be happy to know that IISc Bangalore scored a perfect 100 this time on the research parameter of the QS ranking. Professor Bhaskar Ramamurthy, Director IIT Madras, he is the third panelist. And the discussion, the entire discussion will be conducted by Professor Rajat Muna. He is presently Director of IIT Bhilai, has also been a former DG of CDAC, and is a professor from IIT Kanpur. So a very strong background in research. Our second panel is on building innovation and entrepreneurial ecosystem. We have three panelists here also. Mr. Deepak Bagla, he is MD and CEO of Invest India. It's a Government of India organization. We have Dr. Anita Gupta, Scientist G from DST. She is looking after the entrepreneurship development and innovation in the DST. We have Mr. Yash Bharadwaj. He is co-founder and CEO, a very young entrepreneur of just about 22, 23 years. And at such a young age, he has been able to create a mark for himself. He has a number of patents and has been co-founder and founder of a number of companies at the young age of 22, 23. So a very warm welcome to all three panelists. And Dr. Abhay Jere, he is here with us. He is the Chief Innovation Officer of the Innovation Cell of the Ministry of Education. Very warm welcome, Abhay.
Thank you.
The third panel is on the strategy for HEIs for excelling in global rankings. On the panel are Professor V. Ram Gopal Rao, Director IIT Delhi. Second panelist is Mr. Ashwin Fernandez, Regional Director of QS. The third panelist is Professor C. Rajkumar. He is VC of the OP Jindal University. And the discussion will be conducted by Professor K.K. Agrawal. He is the Chairman of the National Board of Accreditation. NBA, as of now, is implementing our national ranking framework. So Chairman NBA, he is conducting this panel discussion. So very warm welcome to all the panelists and the moderator, Professor Agrawal. With this, sir, I end my vote of thanks and we will start the program.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to invite Professor D.P. Singh, Chairman UGC, to address the August gathering, sir.
Namaste. Honorable Minister of State for Education and External Affairs, Dr. Rajkumar Ranjan Singh ji, Honorable Secretary Higher Education, Shri Amit Khare ji, Honorable Principal Scientific Advisor, Dr. K. Vijayaraghavan ji, Honorable Chairman AICTE, Professor Anil Sasbudhe ji, respected Dr. K. Radhakrishnan ji, Shri Rakesh Ranjan ji, Dr. Abhay Jere, distinguished panelists and moderators, all the Vice Chancellors, Directors, Principals, friends from academia, researchers and students. I am honored to be here in this webinar on research, innovation and ranking as part of completion of 1 year of transformative reforms under National Education Policy 2020. Research and education have a symbiotic relationship. India had rich legacy in research from ancient times. Indian traditional research and knowledge system have played a vital role since time immemorial. Our research contribution to education, science and technology, medical sciences, and social sciences is widely acknowledged. As per our research contribution, we have been consistently growing in terms of scientific contribution. India's scientific publications average annual growth in the last decade has been 10.7% against the global average of 3.83%. Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, has topped in the citation per faculty index in the recently released QS World University Ranking 2022. Moreover, in the citation per faculty index, there are 5 Indian higher education institutions in top 100 and 16 higher education institutions, including 6 universities, are in top 500. So, in the recent years, the overall performance in terms of research output has been encouraging. However, to take us to our rightful place in the global context, we need to make concerted efforts and increase investments for promotion of quality and relevant research in India. UGC has been promoting research through a number of fellowships, such as junior research fellowships and postdoctoral fellowships in different disciplines, and also for SCs, STs, women, and single girl child. UGC introduced a new scheme for transdisciplinary research for India's developing economy, STRIDE, for promoting research which is locally need-based, socially relevant, nationally important, and globally significant. A consortium for academic research and ethics care has been established in UGC for fostering quality research, academic integrity, and publication ethics. A 2-credit course on publication ethics has been introduced for PhD scholars. In respect of ranking, 35 Indian institutions have figured in QS World Ranking 2022. Ministry of Education and UGC seek to drive our institutions and universities on bettering the world ranking through Institutions of Eminence scheme. These institutions are expected to focus on multidisciplinary, high-quality research and internationalization. They have academic, administrative, and financial autonomy. Friends, ranking is also associated with excellence in teaching, research, and innovation. We must therefore focus on attaining academic excellence. Our former president and renowned scientist Bharat Ratna Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam once said, and I quote, "Excellence in thinking and action is the foundation for any mission. Excellence is not by accident. It is a process where an individual or organization or nation continuously strives to better oneself." With this, I reiterate the need to strive towards excellence with focus on research and innovation, which is cutting edge, collaborative, relevant, and aligned to our national priorities. I hope the vision enshrined in the National Education Policy 2020 and its focus on research, innovation, and ranking will contribute to the humanity and fulfill our quest of a self-reliant India, Atmanirbhar Bharat. Thank you all and Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Professor D.P. Singh ji. Now I would like to invite our Secretary Sir, Shri Amit Khare ji, for opening remarks, sir.
Namaskar, Honorable Minister Dr. Rajkumar Ranjan Singh ji, Honorable MOS of Education and also Ministry of External Affairs, Principal Scientific Advisor Professor K. Vijay Raghavan ji, Chairman UGC Professor D.P. Singh ji, Chairman AICTE Professor Anil Sahasbuddhe ji, Directors of Indian Institutes of Technology, Vice Chancellors, Director of IISc Bengaluru, distinguished panelists, Professor Radhakrishnan, Chairman of the Standing Committee of the IITs. I am really happy to be with you today morning as a part of the webinar which is being conducted on the occasion of the completion of 1 year of the National Education Policy. As we are well aware, this new education policy was announced almost 34 years after the previous policy, which was in existence since 1986. The earlier policy known as NPE, National Policy on Education, 1986, which was slightly amended in the year 1992 with a plan of action. But it had been there for almost 34 years. And moreover, the challenges of the 21st century were not being reflected in the policy, and therefore under the guidance of the Prime Minister and with active contribution, in fact, most of the panelists who are present today had actively participated in the formulation of the policy. I recall many discussions which Professor Vijay Raghavan had with during the meetings of the Honorable Prime Minister. Similarly, the directors of various institutions, they had contributed from time to time in the formulation of the policy. And the result was a policy which is forward-looking, futuristic, and prepares our students with a global outlook while being rooted in the Indian values and culture. I think a very important element of the national education policy has been the renewed focus on research and innovation. I would like to recall here that the Indian institutions in the last year or so have improved their rankings, particularly Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, which scored a perfect 100 in various research parameters. And what is more encouraging is that the Honorable Prime Minister himself interacted with the directors of the institutions on 8th of July, just a month ago, to encourage them further, and was very glad to listen to the various initiatives being undertaken by our institutions. Professor Vijay Raghavan is here with us, and I'm sure he will be able to give us more insights into how research and the better collaboration between the research laboratories which exist under the various scientific ministries, the research institutions which are there in the Ministry of Education, like the Indian Council of Social Science Research and other research councils, UGC, AICTE and the institutions, how we can come together. One initiative this year, and I'm sure it must be at the behest of the Principal Scientific Advisor, Professor Vijay Raghavan, is the concept of a glue grant, where we bring institutions together. For example, in Hyderabad, it has been mentioned in the budget speech of the Finance Minister, in Hyderabad, there are more than 40 central institutions. Can we bring them together so as to have more synergy and build upon the strengths of each other? Some may be having more strength, for example, the institutions of Department of Biotechnology. If they work together with our institutions of engineering and technology, and also with, say, the national law universities.
All of you are requested to switch on your webcams. Then we will take a screenshot as a proof for attending this program. All of you, please switch on your webcams. We will take the screenshot as the proof.
Learning how to learn. The focus of the policy, as the Prime Minister himself had remarked last year, is to encourage children to acquire the skills so that they can learn. And that learning has to be reflected in their innovation and creativity. I'm glad that the innovation cell of the ministry, which is housed in AICTE under Professor Abhay Jere, he is here with us. They have done very good work in organizing various innovative practices, including hackathons, starting from the school age, because research and this innovation does not mean only innovation at the level of PhD and beyond. Innovation or creativities can be developed very early. Another very important scheme which I would like to mention here, again under the guidance of the Principal Scientific Advisor, has been about the gifted children. It is already mentioned in the National Education Policy, called as Dhruv Tara. The brightest children, not in terms of academics, but in terms of creativity, are to be chosen and developed so that ultimately they become thought leaders and they contribute more to the society through their creativity and innovation. So both research and innovation, and importantly, the ecosystem is to be developed under the guidance of the Prime Minister, who has been, in fact, last month, sir, as the Honorable MOS would recall, the Prime Minister gave time twice in a single month. On 8th July, he interacted with the directors of our institutions, and again on 29th July, he addressed all of us on the occasion of completion of 1 year of the National Education Policy. I am sure under the guidance of the Prime Minister and the cooperation of all, and also the Principal Scientific Advisor who has been a leading light in the area of research and innovation, we will be able to do much better in future. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Secretary Sir. Now is the time for the keynote address. I would like to invite Dr. K. Vijay Raghavan, Principal Scientific Advisor, for his address. Sir.
Sir, you are muted.
Muted.
I got it. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Namaskar, Honorable Minister for State for Education and External Affairs, Dr. Rajkumar Ranjan Singh, Shri Amit Khare, Secretary Education, Higher Education, Professor D.P. Singh, Chairman UGC, my colleague Dr. Abhay Jaire is organizing this, and all the eminent panelists, Dr. Radhakrishnan, Dr. Bhaskar Ramurthy, Dr. Rangarajan, Rajat Muna, Ram Gopal Rao, and several others here. This is really a very wonderful occasion celebrating the first year of the National Education Policy. And as we heard from the Higher Education Secretary, Mr. Amit Khare, this policy has been, something which has gone through extraordinary level of discussions and analysis and has come about. And it's really wonderful to see its implementation program at every level, from child education to higher education rollout in this manner. We also heard from Dr. D.P. Singh about where India is in terms of research challenges broadly, and what are the successes, and importantly, what are the challenges going forward. It is important over 75 years of independence now for us to take great pride in broadly what we have done through the research ecosystem, not just in science, but in humanities, culture, arts also. And this is evident in many aspects of our life. India is one of the few post-colonial countries which invested in higher education and science, in addition to attending to principal problems such as health, public health, agriculture, and so on and so forth. Many other post-colonial countries invested only in the latter, and the result is they became cultures which lost their rootedness with their ground, with their history, and also a connect to globally changing science, technology, and research in general. India is fortunate that it managed to somehow maintain this connect. Yet, there are many, many challenges going forward, and we should not, while celebrating our successes, forget about those challenges. And these are the challenges which the National Education Policy now aims to address very squarely, without skirting around and trying to, just make small changes. It has made extraordinary and bold changes, and that is exactly what is necessary. Why is it that we need such bold changes? That, I think, can be looked at from the Prime Minister's statement on January 3rd, 2019 to the Indian Science Congress. There he said that we must establish a research ecosystem. Friends, our strength in research and development are built on the backbone of our national labs, central universities, IITs, TIFR, iSearch. However, 95% of our students go to state universities and colleges where research is still limited. A strong research ecosystem must be developed in these universities and colleges. And this is something which was a very important statement made in January 2019. The problem which we have in our research ecosystem is a simply stated one of two kinds. First is what was already stated previously by the Prime Minister, that a substantial amount of research goes to a few places, and I'll elaborate on that. But there's another more fundamental issue. Where is our research interest rooted in? And we've got extraordinary agencies such as ISRO, DRDO, DST, DBT, DAE, which have taken on under very difficult situation missions which are rooted here. So that is, of course, very, very creditable. But we've also had many large institutional directions which have excelled, made high quality contributions to research all over the world, but their rootedness is such that they could be anywhere in the planet or indeed anywhere outside the planet. They are just measuring quality but not connectedness. So, a big challenge going forward in research is how does one have connectedness with international quality? If the international quality benchmarks are rooted only on derivatives of science and technology, how many X did you train? How many fellowships of what academy?